Hi everybody, and welcome to Intro to Accounting 2. I'm Professor Quinn, and part 1 of this orientation video, I'm going to show you how we're going to be using Blackboard throughout the semester. Part 2, I'm going to be showing you how we're going to be using Cengage now. When you first log into Blackboard, it's going to bring you to the announcements page. At the start of every week, I'll actually be sending out an announcement that will get emailed directly to your NECC email address, so please make sure you're checking it frequently, with reminders and announcements for that upcoming week. I'll also send out reminders about exam dates and quiz dates as well. So again, please make sure you're checking your NECC email address. The first announcement will direct you to come to this Read Me First section to get started in the course. Here you're going to find some very useful information throughout the semester that you'll be using. So emails, please make sure that you're using the email address that I've provided to you in the syllabus. I have disabled the Blackboard email because it does not get to me as quickly, and I like to get back to my students as fast as possible. Under the My Grades tab, all of your grades throughout the semester will be located there, as well as a weighted average column. This will give you a rough estimate of where you stand at any given time in the course. Under the Resources tab, there is a link called Professor Quinn Example Videos that I'll show you in a minute. This is YouTube videos that I have completed where I walk you through different examples that are in the textbook and show you how to properly solve them. These can be extremely useful when you're getting stuck on a homework assignment, and I cover a variety of different topics per chapter, so even if you're working on an assignment that I don't actually do in one of my videos, I might cover the topic, so always go there as a resource for you. The Resource tab also has some refresher documents, so if it's been a little while since you've taken Accounting 101 or the winter break has kind of erased away your memory of debits and credits, you can go there and find some kind of cheat sheets that give you some information about each account, what type of an account is it, how you increase or decrease it, what financial statement you can find it on, etc. Also, under the discussion board link, there are 2 discussion posts that are going to be available to you throughout the entire semester. The first one is called Have a Question. So if you're sitting at home some night, you're stuck on your homework, you've watched the videos on Cengage now, you watched my Professor Quinn example videos, and you're still stuck, and it's 11 p.m. or midnight, and you know I'm not going to be able to respond to you immediately, you can actually post your question there, and maybe one of your classmates that is working on the same assignment can answer that for you. So you can post your question out there, and also if you are working on a chapter or an assignment that you're finding particularly easy, you might want to just pop in here, take a look, and see if you can help out a classmate. Please note that these are only questions for homework assignments. You can't ask questions about the quizzes or the exams. The second one is a piece of advice, and this is going to be available again to you throughout the semester. So this is where you can post your best piece of advice that you want to share with your classmates of how you've been successful in the class so far. So maybe you're using a certain study tool that you found to be helpful. Maybe you're using the practice sets that are on Cengage now or watching my videos. Share that with your classmates and let them know what you found to be beneficial in this course so far. So you have 7 important tasks that you need to get started in this course. The first is to watch the 2 orientation videos. Again, they're going to contain a lot of very useful information, so please watch them completely. You are going to read the syllabus that is below. You're then going to sign and date the syllabus agreement form and submit it to me. This is your first graded homework assignment. You then want to read and print out the calendar and the homework and test schedule that are below. They contain all of the due dates and times for every assignment, when they become available, how many attempts you have, and if there's a prerequisite that you have to meet in order to access that assignment. You're then going to introduce yourself to your classmates using the discussion link that is below, and also make sure you respond to at least 2 of your classmates' introductions. This is another graded homework assignment. You'll then complete the syllabus scavenger hunt quiz to make sure that you haven't missed any important information that was contained in the syllabus, and this is your 3rd graded homework assignment. And finally, you're going to click on the Cengage Now link that's on the left-hand side of the screen in Blackboard and follow the instructions given to get logged into Cengage Now, and then you're going to complete the first 2 assignments in Cengage Now. So down here is where you're going to find a lot of important information. So there is a calendar that I have here, that it is a printable calendar. Included in here is the due date and time of every assignment that you're going to have throughout the semester. So you can print this out, keep it on your desk or pinned up somewhere on your refrigerator to make sure that you are staying on track with your assignments. You will notice that there are some weeks that you don't have assignments that are due, but I do that purposefully because some of the chapters have a lot of material that are being covered, and I'm giving you an extended period of time to complete those assignments so you don't feel rushed through them. Also, you do have the ability to get ahead in the class. So if you know you have a busy week coming up, you can get an entire week or two plus of chapters assignments done in that 1 week. You also have a detailed homework quiz and test schedule. This one's very important. This contains a lot of important information regarding your assignments. So every lecture and homework assignment, this does not pertain to quizzes or exams, just the homework assignments and lecture assignments, you must receive a 72.5 or better on each one in order for the next assignment to open. Typically, each assignment does contain more than one question, so please make sure you do not hit the submit button until you've answered all the questions. You can save your work at any given time and come back to it and finish it at a later date, but please only submit your assignment when you have fully completed the assignment. If you have saved your work, please make sure you go back in and hit the submit button before the due date and time. Otherwise, you will not get credit for that assignment. If you need to or choose to take the assignment for a second or third time, be sure to go to your grades tab in Cengage Now and click on your grade for the previous attempt on the homework assignments so you can review the correct answers, get some feedback on how to arrive at the correct answers, and then you can go back and take that second or third attempt. Homework really should be a learning process, and part of that learning process is learning from our mistakes, so make sure you take advantage of that. If you miss assignment, meaning you do not submit it on time and you did not request an extension, you still have to complete that missed assignment before the next assignment will become available. So regardless, you're going to have to do the work, so please make sure of that. Once you start a quiz or test, you do have to complete the quiz or test, and the quizzes and tests are timed. I do purposefully give you plenty of time to complete the quiz or exam so that you have time to fully read the questions, but you do need to prepare for those quizzes or tests. If you do not study for them, no amount of time is ever going to feel like enough. If you're trying to flip through all your notes or going back through homework assignments, the time is going to run out very quickly. So again, please prepare for it as if you had to go into the class and take the test or quiz. The correct answers will be available the day after the due date, starting at 7 p.m. You just simply have to go to the Grades tab in Cengage Now and click on your grade for that quiz or exam, and it will open that exam or quiz back up. It will show you the answers you have entered as well as those correct answers. For quizzes only, you do have 2 attempts, and the highest score will be used. After you take the first attempt, you're going to be able to see your score and which questions you got correct and incorrect. This is a great opportunity to then go back through your notes, your homework, your textbook to figure out what the correct answer should have been for those questions you got incorrect, and then take the quiz again. You will not have the exact same questions on that second attempt, but they will be similar, and now you should be better prepared to answer those questions that you previously got incorrect. You will notice that all of your assignments, quizzes, and tests are shown here. You have the assignment time. All of your assignments, as you'll note, all of your homework assignments and lecture assignments become available on the start of the semester, which is the 18th. The first 2 assignments do become available on Monday the 16th, so if you want to get a head start on those first 2 assignments, you can. And then you see your due dates. Notice, for example, Chapter 9 lecture assignment part 1, homework assignment part 1, 2, and 3 are all due on the same date. Again, I'm giving you extended periods of time. All of your assignments and tests and quizzes are due on a weekend date. I know a lot of people that are taking online classes are working full-time or part-time, taking other classes, have families, and really the weekend is the easiest time for them to focus on their assignments. I cannot stress enough that you cannot wait until the last minute to try to do all of these assignments, you will never finish in time. So really make sure throughout that week you're doing a little portion of it if you can. A lot of times I give you up to 14 days to complete the assignments for a chapter. Don't skip that week in between doing absolutely nothing. You'll be really stuck by that due date. You also see how many number of attempts are available to you. So the lecture assignments, which are short video assignments, you have 2 attempts in order to get to that 72.5 requirement or better. And for the homework assignments, you have 3 attempts to reach that 72.5% or better that is required. Again, if you choose to take it for a second or third time just to improve your grade, let's say you got a 75 on your first attempt and you don't want that 75, the higher of the attempt grades I will count towards your final grade in the course. Just note that only attempts that are submitted by the due date and time will be considered. So if you take another attempt after, for example, on chapter 9, after the 28th, that attempt will not count for your grade. There is no prerequisite requirement for the quizzes or the exams, so you can just take those. You have a 3-day window in order to take your quizzes and your exams, but again, once you start the test or quiz, you have to complete each attempt. I don't typically allow any extensions, except I do know things do get busy, and especially when it's an online class, it's easy to fall behind. So I allow every student 2 extensions on homework assignments, not on quizzes or exams, only on homework assignments. In order to get the extension, you have to email me before the due date and time has passed on that assignment, and that will grant you a 24-hour extension. So use those wisely as you move forward. The syllabus at the top contains all my contact information. Email is definitely the easiest and fastest way to get in touch with me. I try to respond to students within a 24-hour period, and sometimes if you've emailed me through Cengage now, it might have gone into your spam folder, my response, so please make sure to check that as well. You're going to be using the same accounting textbook that you used in Accounting 101. It's the Accounting 26th edition. Also, your Cengage Now access code should cover this semester for you as well. In order to be into this class, you had to receive a C or better in Accounting 101. If you have not received that grade, please withdraw from this class immediately and re-register for an Accounting 101 course. Emails. Again, please make sure you're using your NECC email account. That is where I'm going to be sending announcements, emails to you, things like that. If you're emailing me through a personal email address, I do not respond to those emails. Do that solely because most times students that email me through a personal email address, those emails go into my spam folder and I never even get to them. So please make sure you're using that free email account that you all have because it was set up for you when you originally enrolled in NECC. In terms of grading, 20% of your grade is on homework. So again, you have the ability to improve your grade. So if you're getting a 72, 75, and you want to be in the 80s and 90s, take the assignment again. The higher of those grades do count towards your final grade in the course for any attempt that is made by the due date and time. So that is a big portion of your grade that you really have control over. Your quizzes count for 10% of your grade, and again, out of the 2 attempts, the higher counts towards your grade. And then you have 4 tests this semester, each on 2 chapters at a time, in total counting for 70% of your grade. Your lowest test will count for 10%, your highest for 25%, and the 2 remaining tests will count for 15% and 20% based on the scores. You also see here the due dates and times for those exams. Please note again that since this is a fully online course, you do need to pay attention to those due dates and times. There is also a college requirement that every single course, regardless of how it is delivered, meaning if it's a face-to-face class, an online class, or a hybrid class, that there is an equivalent of 50 minutes of instruction per week and a minimum of 2 hours of out-of-class student work per credit hour. So for example, for our class, which is a 3-credit course, that means there should be 6 hours of work completed by the student each week. So for us, because it's an online class, that means there should be approximately 7 hours of at-home work per week. So please budget for that when you're thinking about your work schedule, your other classes. There's going to be approximately 7 hours of work per week that you should be completing for this course. There are no extra credit assignments that I give, which means I don't offer any extra credit at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the semester, or after you receive your final grade. Nor is your lowest test grade dropped. Your final grade will really reflect what you've earned this semester. I do not give makeup tests or quizzes out of the fairness of everybody else that is prepared to take them on those dates. However, if there's something that has come up and you are unable to take a test or quiz on a given date, it is in your best interest to get in touch with me as soon as possible to let me know that there's an issue that's preventing you from taking the exam or quiz. Do not wait days or weeks to get in touch with me because a makeup will be out of the question at that time. If you are having trouble understanding the concepts, please make sure to get in touch with me. Watch the videos I've posted on Blackboard. Use the many resources that are available to you on Cengage Now. Go meet with a tutor. I cannot stress enough the importance of getting the extra help early. This is an extremely different course from Accounting 101. In Accounting 101, every chapter builds on what you've learned in the previous chapters, and that is not the case in Accounting 102. In Accounting 102, every chapter covers a completely new topic. So it can feel like you're having to learn a lot more material, even though this course only covers 8 chapters, just like you covered in Accounting 101. You all need to have a C or better, which is a 73, in order to move on to the next sequence requirement for your major. So for business transfer students, that's managerial accounting. For business management students, that's business finance. For accounting students, that's all upper level accounting courses. So you really cannot wait to get the extra help. If you're struggling in the beginning, go again, see a tutor, come meet with me, watch those videos on Cengage or the ones I have posted on Blackboard to make sure you get yourself caught up and feeling confident with the information before you go ahead and have to take a quiz or test. So back here in Blackboard, again, here you'll find that syllabus agreement form, which is one of your graded assignments, and the directions on how to complete it, the scavenger hunt quiz, and the link to introduce yourself to the class. Over here is where you'll find those Professor Quinn example videos that I had mentioned previously. There are several videos per chapter, and I've indicated again which topic I'm covering. I've also indicated which exercise or practice exercise the one I'm covering is similar to in your textbook so that you can follow along as well. I've heard on numerous occasions from prior students how extremely helpful they have found these videos to be, so don't forget about these. These are important. Under additional resources, again, this is where you'll find those little basic cheat sheets that give you some information about the accounts, the financial statements, and such. The discussions, this is where you'll find the introduction to the class, have a question. There's also a piece of advice, and you'll notice somebody already left one. That is from the prior semester that a student had actually shared their best piece of advice to you to kind of help you along. So make sure you go in and read that piece of advice as well. And the last thing that you're going to do is click on this Cengage Now link in order to get registered into Cengage Now. I've included some important information up here, so please make sure you read this information and to jot down this website so you can log in at any time. So again, if you've took Accounting 101 here at the college, the access code that you purchased that was packaged with your textbook, or if you bought an access code online last semester, it should cover your entire semester this one as well. If you haven't taken Accounting 101 in a while, or you didn't take Accounting 101 here, You can purchase the access code directly online through that link. You can buy one at the bookstore. You can buy a package that gives you the textbook and the access code. If you're not sure which one you want to use, you also get a 21-day free trial that you can register for through that link as well. So that is the end of our first portion of our orientation video. Part 2, we'll talk about the Cengage Now website and how we'll be using that throughout the semester.